Hey, it's Denise, and yeah, I have a migraine. This is why I kind of look like, well, I don't want to use unflattering terms, but washed out comes to mind. I also have a sinus thing going on. I think you can actually see the swelling a little bit on that side. I'm doing all the things you're supposed to do to help make it better, so between the migraine and the sinus thing, not feeling well. I just finished filming the unboxing of all of these things, and unfortunately during it, my son, who has the unfortunate distinction of having been part of the high school graduating class of 2020, which means that yesterday he started college completely via Zoom and, without getting to set foot on the campus. And yesterday's courses, the instructors all posted the Zoom, the meeting information, the password to get into the meeting. They all posted it as part of the syllabus to make it easy for the first day of school for the students to be able to get into their class. He has one course that just meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so today when he went to log into that course, he still hadn't received the information for the Zoom call, and this led to my kiddo, who has some special needs and did have an IEP from 5th grade through graduating high school, and who does have some problems with stress and changes in his anticipated routine. Let's just say it left him needing me more than that I could just quickly interrupt a video for a minute and help him. Because initially I was like, okay, he just needed a minute of guidance, and I was just going to leave it in the video because, hey, it's real life, and I don't hide from you guys, the situation of my real life. If you've watched my other videos, I share the fact that I was a nurse for 26 years. I suffered a spinal cord injury, not due to an accident, but from a degenerative process called cervical spinal stenosis. So the injury was high up in my neck. According to the neurosurgeon who did the surgery to save my life, and yes, it was a life-threatening situation by the point they finally diagnosed it, I'm very lucky to be breathing on my own, because he said another 1/4 centimeter deeper cut into my spinal cord, and it would have paralyzed my respiratory muscles, and I would have stopped breathing. And of course, I also would have been quadriplegic. So while it is sad that it ended my career, which I loved. I loved being a nurse. And it also took away my financial security, because while you're not going to get rich being a nurse, you are able to provide for yourself and your family. And this, is about 10 years ago. My health circled the drain, my career ended, and my husband of at the time 10 years just walked out on me and our kids with someone he was having an affair with. So, yeah, that's a little bit of my backstory if you've never watched any of my earlier videos where I talk about some of those things. So, while my kids are in fact young men, they have some special needs, and that means that before everything else, I am a mom. And that means I'm redoing this video, so just pretend you saw me take these things out of the box, and I will now do what I promised to do in my next Thrive Market unboxing, namely showing you the products, but also then I did a little homework, just picking some random items. I picked items from the boxes I had already received, and I looked for, the site I used was walmart.com, to check, do they have the same products? And if so, what do they charge for them? Or if they had equivalent products, what did they charge for them? This was, the reason for this is because Thrive Market is not free. You have to join. And I wanted to make the determination, both for myself and to help you make the determination, is it worth it to join, to pay to join Thrive Market? I'll go over more of that. If you'll watch my last video on a Thrive Market unboxing, I talked about Thrive Market's principles and why one might subscribe, or I should say join. So I'm not going to do that all over again right now. I'll kind of touch on it again as I'm going over at the end. Now, with the migraine and the sinus thing, having the light on, I actually had to take nausea medication to be able to have a light on. And between the migraine and migraine medicine, I have a little bit of brain fog. So forgive me if it takes me a minute or I have to kind of take a minute to find the right word. It is just a side effect of the migraine and the medicine. But I did do just, I couldn't spend a lot of time in front of a screen. That just was not in the cards when one has a migraine. And anyway, so I did what I could. I went on Walmart.com. I just these are the things I've bought from Thrive Market thus far. I placed another order, which will be my 4th order. I just placed a few days ago. That has not arrived yet. So far I've received 3 orders from Thrive Market, including the stuff you're seeing here. So this spells out all the prices, and I was going to look for as many of the products as I could, but like I said, the option was not do it at all, or just say, okay, I'm going to do what I can, which is I'm going to randomly pick some items, look at Walmart.com just for comparison, and see, where the prices fall. So I will go over the prices and that information at the end. Let me just show you what I got in this most recent delivery. Now, I'll start off with the 2 things that were free gifts. Once you join Thrive Market, I've noticed at least once a week, they send you an email that says, hey, this free gift is available if you order. Now, you have to order, I believe, $50 to get the free gift. And this week, the free gifts were these cassava chips, which I believe are a savory. Yes, it is sea salt flavored. And like many Thrive Market items, it says ethically sourced, non-GMO. It additionally says that it is paleo, gluten-free, and grain-free. So this was free. This is not something I ordered. It says that there are, here come the granny glasses, 5 servings in this container, and that it is 140 calories per serving. So this would be like, not a big bag of chips, but like an average size snack bag, 5 servings. The other free item was these. Now this is like a sweet thing, I think. It says naturally sweet, non-GMO dragon fruit chips, superfood, the Thrive Market brand. And this says that the bag is a 1-serving bag and that it is 200 calories. It says, little known fact, dragon fruit flowers bloom only once at night and rely on nocturnal pollinators like moths and bats. Something good to know. I actually have some dragon fruit, which it grows on like a cactus type plant. Now my plants are only about 2 years old. I'm growing them in pots indoors. They're nowhere near ready to fruit, so I'm not worrying about pollinators. So now I'm thinking like when they're mature enough that that's an option, I'll be up at night, much like a bat, with a little paintbrush to be doing the hand pollinating. Anyway though, this is one of the free gifts, and like I was saying, once you join, at least once a week, you get an email telling you what the free gift is if you place an order. And like I said, I believe the limit is it has to be at least $50 approximately to get whatever the free gift is that with that particular order. Okay, let's start with the things I actually ordered. This is, now quite a few of these things you'll see are the Thrive Market's actual brand. Some of them are not. This is a 14 ounce, so just a little shy of a pound, of organic red lentils. Now, I have quite a bit of beans in the house, but dried beans take a long time to cook, and red lentils, any lentils, I happen to like the red ones, and split peas cook a lot faster. So if you're in a hurry, or if you're cooking not on your normal power supply, say it's a cookout situation because the power's off, or there's storms coming and you anticipate the power going out, I've seen people recommend that you have things that cook quicker than your standard dried beans, which need to be soaked and then need to cook for a long period of time. These say that they cook in, depending on how soft you want them, once you have them simmering, they only take 6 to 12 minutes to cook. So that's way faster than trying to cook, say, dried navy beans or kidney beans. They do have 9 grams of protein per serving. And let's see, they are a Thrive product thing, so let's see what good qualities they have. They are, of course, organic. It says that right on the front. What else does it tell us about them? It says, we're on a mission to make healthy living affordable for everyone. Every paid membership equals a free membership to someone in need. So your membership helps someone who is in a bad position be able to get a membership. These have, I just received them literally today, which is September, isn't that bad I have to look, September 10th. And these have a shelf life, it says best used by July 29th of 2021. So we've got approximately a year, a little short of a year. And I like that they're in a resealable, like you can feel it's got like that Ziploc resealable component, because unless you got a whole lot of people, you're probably not going to cook this whole bag at one time. So I do like that it's in that, a resealable package. Okay. Next, I got 2 bags of baking soda, also the Thrive Market brand. They're 1 pound bags. I got 2 of them. They also have that resealable, Ziploc type top after you open them. And the thing I liked about that is now most of us are used to buying our baking soda in that little orange box, cardboard box, that once you open it, now it's kind of open to the elements, and the cardboard box itself really doesn't offer much protection from moisture just in the air. So I feel like this type of packaging will keep it fresher longer, both before and after it's opened. So I got 2 of these. Now, garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas. I went for 2 different types. These, which are the equivalent of canned in that they are ready to serve, I like that they had a low sodium option, and it's like, you can see it's in like a box, like how, shelf-stable milk, or like, you can think of it like a giant juice box, as opposed to a can. It says there are 3 servings per container. It's 170 calories per serving. It is 8 grams of protein per serving. And it's 105 milligrams of sodium, which is a lot lower than your average canned beans. So I liked that they had the low sodium option. I'm someone who, now I know this doesn't apply to everyone, but I am someone who, like, my fingers will bloat up half a ring size if I eat too much salt. Because I have had weight loss surgery and have been in maintenance stage for quite a long time, I do weigh myself every day, not because I'm like a nut about my weight, but because once you go through all that work and make the lifestyle changes that go along with it, you don't want to gain the weight back. So I lost about 100 pounds, and I want to keep it that way. So yes, I know that for me, scale avoidance means I subconsciously know that I'm gaining weight, so I do make myself get on the scale pretty much every day. Some days if I'm feeling just really crappy, I might skip a day, but basically every day I get on the scale. If I eat something really salty, I might be 1.5 pounds heavier. And then it takes a day or two of drinking lots of fluids and not eating something salty just for that extra fluid retention to come off. Now, I know that doesn't happen to everyone, so you may not be as concerned about sodium content. But if you're someone with high blood pressure, or you're someone who does retain a lot of fluid when they eat salt, then it's always nice to look for low sodium options, and I appreciate that they had low sodium options in these. Now, my other garbanzo bean / chickpea purchase was a bag of dried beans. This is also 14 ounces, which is 2 ounces shy of 1 pound, and it's the Thrive Market brand. So these are good old dried garbanzo beans, so you would have to, soak and cook them like you would any dried bean. But I like them, and garbanzo beans / chickpeas are useful in soups. You use them to make hummus, you use them to make falafel. So, especially, I think a lot of us have got more creative with our cooking. Quarantine cooking videos and stuff have given us ideas, and boredom has given us the inspiration to try new recipes. So, I like these. If I see chickpeas / garbanzo beans on a salad bar, that was something like I'll toss on my salad. I like them. And they're a good source of protein. So, got 1 bag of those. Now, something I don't usually have in my house, but again, I've been watching more cooking videos. Tapioca flour is a great thickener, and so I got this bag, which I believe is 1 pound. It's 18 ounces, so it's 1 pound and 2 ounces. As you can see, it is the Thrive Market brand. It is organic, and I got 1 bag of that just to have it on hand, because I have been stocking up on sort of not just your basic all-purpose flour, like different types of flour, because I am trying new recipes, and I do want to have the ingredients on hand, especially when the supermarkets are sometimes a little crazy and you don't necessarily know which shelves will be stocked or not, at least at my local supermarket. Now, I live in the sticks in the middle of nowhere. Maybe where you live, that's not really an issue. Maybe it is. But I feel like if it's an odd ingredient that you might not be able to find at your local supermarket, why not buy one online if you can find it at a reasonable price? I ordered another pack of bay leaves. I mentioned in the previous video that not so much that I cook with bay leaves, because the fact that I had 0 of them in my spices tells me that I don't cook with bay leaves. But I am going to be long-term storing some bulk rice, and critters, bugs in particular, that like to lay eggs, hatch, and eat your stored grains, like rice and oats and pasta and other things, generally don't like bay leaves. So a lot of times if you kind of scatter a few of these amidst your, 3-gallon or 5-gallon or whatever bucket of rice or other grain, it can help keep the bugs out. Well worth it to me, and hey, maybe I'll actually start using it in my cooking. Getting down to the last few items, and then I can go on to what I found out as far as my comparison. If I look like I'm being fidgety, it's because if I don't move my mouse every once in a while, it's going to dim the lights, and then we can't see. You'd think while you're recording it would know not to do that, but it doesn't. I got 1 of each here. I got the traditional yogurt starter culture, and then I got the vegan yogurt starter culture. Now, if I have this right, the vegan one tends to come out a little thinner. Now, this is not from any experience. It's just from kind of looking it up. I think each one of these packages has 4 individual little packets. It's saying that you could use it with additive-free soy milk, nut milk, coconut milk, or rice milk, and that you would need a yogurt maker or similar ability to hold the temperature at 108 to 110 degrees, which is pretty standard for making yogurt. And again, then I got the standard yogurt culture for using in regular dairy milk. Same sort of thing. You need to keep it, at that temperature. If you have an Instant Pot, I believe they have a yogurt setting on them. I've seen other people do it by doing almost like a double boiler setup. They have the bowl that their yogurt's in sitting in a larger bowl that they fill with hot water, and then they kind of just wrap it with towels and sit it in their oven. And supposedly, again, I haven't tried this, supposedly that holds it close enough to that temperature long enough for it to do its thing and change the milk into yogurt. Now, the other way that a lot of people make homemade yogurt is simply by not running out of their store-bought yogurt. Obviously, if you have a good active culture yogurt, just like people use a little of their sourdough bread starter to make the next batch of sourdough bread. I want to say batter. With bread, it's not batter. It's dough. Okay. You keep a little pinch of your dough to start the activation process of making sourdough out of your next batch. Yogurt is much the same way. If you have some yogurt and put it into milk and then follow the, temperature requirements and all for making yogurt, you just have to always save some to make the next batch. The starter cultures in the packets are in case you don't have yogurt to start culturing your next batch of milk. So I figured they were good to have on hand. I like the idea of making my own yogurt, and I do eat a lot of yogurt, so why not? I've never done it before. I do own an Instant Pot, so I have no excuses not to try to make my own yogurt. Okay, put them down in the pile of things I've talked about. Amy's Organic Soup. I like Amy's products. I've eaten probably more of their frozen. Now, I was a vegetarian for almost 10 years when I was younger. Had to give it up due to iron deficiency anemia. Whole long story. Trust me, tried all the various supplements. Ended up having to go through a whole hematological workup. And basically it was like, and I was 7 months pregnant, so it wasn't just my health I was jeopardizing, it was my son's health. So I went back to eating meat. Not a big meat person to this day. Love the vegetarian frozen entrees that Amy has, although, as I've mentioned in other videos, I'm a total wuss when it comes to anything spicy. So most of the Indian dishes I really haven't tried because I'm afraid they'll be too spicy for me. Now, I say that without having tried them. It's just my general experience with Indian food is a lot of it is too spicy for me. But their soups, like this one, is vegetable barley. It's low fat. It is organic. It's letting you know it does contain gluten in case that is a concern for you. And let's see. One can, the whole can is 120 calories. Not much protein, 3 grams of protein. It is low fat, 1.5 grams. Wow, it's high sodium. I mean, not compared to other soups, but I usually buy low sodium brands of things. Like, I should say the low sodium option of something. I didn't think to look at the sodium content before I bought this. There is over 1,200 milligrams of sodium in this. It is over half of your sodium content for the day. And that's assuming you eat a 2-gram sodium diet. That's a lot of sodium. A lot. Knowing me, I will probably take a low sodium broth and dilute this, and therefore make it 2 servings that would each have then about half the sodium, because I don't want to eat that much salt in one meal, or in one day for that matter, from one product. So while I love Amy's stuff, I do wish this had less sodium in it. I got 2 cans. And the last thing, now I got one of these, I think it was my first order. I got one of these, and when I got it, I was like, wow, what a cool thing. I ordered a second one. And I had seen in the reviews other people say the same thing, so not just me who felt that way. They sell this as a lunch kit, and it's you can see the Thrive Market, well, you can kind of see the Thrive Market name on the top of it. Now, it has these clips that would hold the top on your lunch kit, but then as you may have seen, it also had like a handle that folds over. They showed you that this handle can be unfolded, and then it works like a little saucepan to reheat it. Now, if you take the lid off and you look inside, there's this additional like plate, which now you could either have, like, say, your dry stuff and your wet stuff if you were just using it as a lunchbox, or whatever, separate things you wanted. But I was also thinking, if you're using it as a saucepan, this could be almost like a double boiler situation, where you'd have your water in the bottom, like, say, things like chocolate that you want to heat up, but you don't want them touching the actual really hot surface of the pot where it's in contact with the heating element, and you would put it over a pot of boiling water. I'm thinking, like, on a small scale, you could use this the same way, probably. So for something that's, it's $10, and I just picture this as super useful in either a camping situation, or if the power's out and I'm just using, I'm using my generator and just want to be able to plug in my, I have an induction hot plate kind of thing. Actually, I don't know if this is heavy duty enough for an induction hot plate thing. But I think definitely if you're using it for the double boiler, it is. I don't know that I would want to put something that might burn easily in this on an induction plate. But certainly to heat it up over something where you can control and keep the heat low, I think it's fabulous that your lunch kit doubles as a little saucepan, and then that they have this extra part thrown in. And of course, if you want to ignore all those other features, it is just a cute, secure lunch kit. I bought the second one because I figured I had bought one, loved it, and this way Patrick and I both have one. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. And again, I apologize, between the migraine and the just feeling crappy from whatever sinus thing I've got going on, I did not get to do like all or most of the products, which I really had hoped to do, but I hope that I got enough of a sample that it gives you an idea. Now, the price to join Thrive Market for a year is $64.15. They project that you will save well over $100 per year, that the average user of their service saves well over $100 a year. So again, that's obviously going to depend on how much you buy, how often you buy it, and are you buying things that are cheaper on Thrive Market, or are you buying things that are only available on Thrive Market? There's also the time-saving benefit. Thrive Market is geared towards healthy and ethically sourced items. Now, by healthy, that includes a whole lot of varieties of things, from particular diets you might be following. Like, they'll have a whole section, like, you can just look for items that are paleo friendly. You can look for things that are vegan. you don't have to go to the store and browse through the entire section of soup to find which ones are vegan. You can just put in your search that you're only looking for vegan, or you're only looking for paleo friendly, or you're only looking for kosher, etc. They have more categories. And then on the ethics side, you can look for things that are certified sustainable or cruelty-free or ethically sourced. Again, without having to look through a whole, supermarket shelf to try to find a brand that meets those requirements, if they are things that are important to you in choosing which product to buy. So that is an added bonus to Thrive Market membership, that it makes it easier to find those products. Now, they do not sell a lot of the regular brands that you're used to seeing in your supermarket. Like, don't try finding Lay's potato chips or Pringles or, think of any other kind of snack food, junk food item that you might normally buy. They don't sell that stuff because they're catering to sort of a different clientele. Having said that, now let's look at, and again, I apologize that it's fewer items than I initially intended, but I don't even have both lights on like I've been doing recently to try to look more evenly lighted. Just having the one light on and having taken anti-nausea medication to make this bearable, I'm already feeling like I've had the light on for longer than I need to, as far as my headache is concerned. So forgive me that I was only able to do a little research. And it was a random choosing because I didn't want to be like, oh, let me check them all and then do a biased opinion one way or the other. So I just randomly picked items from those that I had bought and then went to Walmart.com. Like I said, I checked, do they have the exact item? If not, did they have a similar item? For example, it might be a different brand of organic whatever, but do they have organic whatever? And if so, how much does it cost? With Walmart.com, where I do buy a significant number of things, I can tell you with them at $35 you get free shipping. Thrive Market, I believe it's at $50 you get free shipping. And if you are ordering at a time where there's a free gift, I believe that $50 is also the threshold at which you receive the free gift. So just keep those things in mind. Okay, little comparison here. I had bought the Kodiak single serve brownie in a cup that you can cook in the microwave. The Kodiak brand generally puts a little added protein. So yeah, it's still a brownie and it's got a lot of carbs and it's a dessert, but at least it has, I believe, 10 grams of protein. So you are getting some protein to go along with your treat. I looked on Walmart.com. They did not have the brownie. They had the whole box of Kodiak brownie mix if you were making a whole pan of brownies, but they didn't have the single serve. The only thing they had in the Kodiak brand in the single serve cup type packaging, they had cinnamon maple flapjack cup. Now the Kodiak brownie in a cup from Thrive Market was $1.79. The Walmart closest thing I could find was $1.78, so basically the same price. It did have a little less protein, and it was a cinnamon maple flapjack as opposed to a brownie, but the price point was pretty much the same. Next, pink Himalayan salt. I got a 1 pound package from Thrive Market for $5.99. Walmart.com did not have like the regular brands they would carry in stock. So they referred you to what they refer to as other sellers, sort of like how Amazon does if they don't have it in stock, but they're referring you to an affiliate who sells it, which generally means you're looking at price gouging. Just going to say that. That's been my experience. You can agree or disagree, but generally once they're referring you to a third party, you're probably going to pay a lot more. And that certainly was true in this case. The pink Himalayan salt, again, 1 pound from Thrive Market was $5.99. And Walmart.com, the seller they referred me to, 1-pound package was $14.70. So almost 3 times the price. Next, the Choco Love chocolate bars, which I actually did a review just of those because I had never tried that brand before and I thought they were pretty awesome. On Thrive Market, you can get 6 bars, like a build your own 6-pack. You can get 6 of the same, or you can get choose different types within the brand. You get 6 bars for $14.99. At Walmart.com, now this is interesting. The single bars, I found one of the flavors that I've tried before that I liked, and 1 bar, a 3.2 ounce, we're talking like a regular chocolate bar, it said it was $13.99. I kept looking, and then I found a 12-pack for $30.72, but it had to be all of just that flavor. It wasn't the option of like mix up and make your own pack. So while the 30-pack, not the 30-pack, excuse me, the 12-pack for $30 was, equivalent basically to the Thrive Market 6 for $15. The difference is at Thrive Market you get to pick a variety of flavors. You don't have to get 12 of the same flavor. And the 1 bar for $13.99 just blew me away. Who would pay that for just 1 candy bar? Okay, next item, organic bay leaves. The Thrive Market packet, it came in a plastic packet, was $2.99 for a 1/4 ounce. At Walmart.com, now instead of 0.25 ounce, their container was in a glass jar and it was 0.14, so just a little more than half. And instead of $2.99, it was $5.24, so much more expensive when you consider that it was basically half the amount and almost twice the price. So that makes it almost 4 times the price per ounce. Next, I went the organic cinnamon sticks. The Thrive Market package was 2 ounces for $2.99. Walmart.com had 1 ounce packages, but you could get a 2-pack of them, but it was $7.94. So for the same amount, 2 ounces, organic cinnamon sticks, Thrive Market was $2.99, Walmart was $7.94. Next, the vegan starter, vegan yogurt starter, and it looked to me to be the same brand, the exact same item. 1 box with 4 packets inside it. On Thrive Market, it was $8.49. On Walmart, it was $16.96. And the last thing I checked out was the Amy's Organic Soup. I specifically looked for the vegetable barley soup. I got 2 cans for $5.08 from Thrive Market. On Walmart, now this is crazy because the first place I found it that had the individual can of the Amy's vegetable barley soup, it said $54.31. And I kept looking in the description, I kept looking below. Was it going to tell me that this was a case of them? Was it going to tell me it was like at least a 6-pack of them? From every indication, it was 1 can. So that's just insanity. I looked further down and I found a 4-pack for $8.96, which does come out to a little bit cheaper than the Thrive Market. Remember, my 2 cans were $5.08, which would have made 4 of them $10.16. So the Walmart 4-pack was $8.96. So on that particular item, if you could find the 4-pack available, it was a little bit cheaper. So basically, my comparisons found the Thrive Market prices to be better, which I was surprised. Honestly, I thought they might be more expensive because their target market is people who are very particular about both the health and the ethical components of the items. So I was very pleasantly surprised to see that their prices are competitive. definitely better on some items, sometimes just a little and sometimes by far. The only item, like I said, that Walmart had a better deal on was the Amy's organic soup, and that was if you could find the 4-pack in the flavor that you wanted. I hope that information, now to me, I'm going to go ahead with, yes, I like the products they sell. I like that they tend to give a free item with your purchase, again, assuming it's a $50 purchase, which if you're going on and ordering a box of stuff, I wouldn't order one item. I would wait till I was going to order enough things that it was going to come out to the $50 and then get the free items. Why not? And get the free shipping. So while I have to admit, I was a little reluctant when I first had to pay that $64 for the year, whether or not I was going to buy enough things and that the prices were going to be good enough that I felt like it actually saved me money and that it helped me find, now to me, the ethical stuff is what I lean towards more than worrying about the non-GMO, gluten-free, being able to find by your exact dietary needs. One thing might be more important to you than the other, or they might be both very important to you. To me, the sustainability and the ethically sourced part are what I find important. Not that I don't like that it's organic and non-GMO, those are great, but that alone wouldn't have sold me on paying to join. But the fact that they do care about their items being ethically sourced and sustainably produced is important to me. So again, while I was at the beginning of starting to, my first Thrive Market experience, I was like, I don't know if this is going to feel worth it to me. After having now placed 4 orders and seeing that I do seem to be saving money to get the organic items that I'm getting from them compared to what I would pay for equivalent items elsewhere, I'm going to go ahead and say that I do feel like it's worth paying that annual fee. Now, if you're not going to use it often, if you're someone who really enjoys, for some reason, going to the supermarket, or you have maybe a really good health food store near you that has the equivalent products, convenient to you that you can go to, then maybe you don't need this. I live, as I've mentioned before, in the sticks. There are not health food stores near me. My supermarket doesn't even sell low-fat cream cheese. I'm not kidding. Health is really not a big thing up here in the mountains. It's like, yeah, we have cream cheese, there it is. What do you mean you expect it to be fat-free or low-fat? Not a lot of variety, and certainly not a lot of higher-end brands of things that might be a little more expensive because they're ethically sourced or sustainably grown. Yeah, you're not going to find that in my local supermarket. So for someone in my position, definitely worth it, I'm going to say. You have to look at your position in terms of where you have the option to shop, and if you want the convenience of having the items delivered to your home, which I do, especially during, what we're going through right now, being someone who is over 50 and who does have underlying medical conditions, I would rather avoid the stores when I can. So, to me, I'm definitely giving Thrive Market a thumbs up. And that wasn't a given. Like I said, I was a little reluctant to join when I saw how much you had to pay, $64 for the year. But I can already see that I'm going to save at least that, and I'm going to have the convenience of getting items I really want shipped to my house at the same or lower price than what I would pay to get them elsewhere, and with a better selection of items that meet my ethical requirements for feeling good about buying them. I hope this was helpful to you, both in terms of just an unboxing and seeing what Thrive Market offers, and also in helping you determine if Thrive Market is something that you would feel was worth spending the money to to join for you and your family. I didn't mean to take so long, but I kind of knew that this comparison part was going to add time more than a regular unboxing video. And I got through it with my headache without gagging and or making too many mistakes. I always rewatch my videos before I post them, and if I did say something wrong, I'll hopefully catch myself, and if so, I will note in the box below and correct myself. So thank you again for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Check out my other videos. I do videos on not only unboxings and product reviews, but also I do videos on gardening, particularly hydroponic gardening and indoor gardening, and occasionally I do just a video on my opinion on things, sometimes things relating to disability, particularly invisible disabilities, and sometimes the occasional random other thing I might give, just like, and that playlist is sort of like a my opinions playlist, so as not to confuse it with the unboxing review playlist and the gardening playlist. So if any of those things appeal to you, again, please like the video, share, and subscribe. I do appreciate that you take your time, which is valuable, to watch my videos, and I hope you find them informative. I hope you found what you were looking for or hoping to see in the video. And again, if you know anything that Amy's Organics sells that is not vegetarian, I would be interested to know that, because I think of them as being a vegetarian company. So leave in the comments if you know if they sell stuff that is not vegetarian. Have a great day, and again, from my heart, thank you for watching.